Okay, we are ready to go. More important information for you guys to get, and most of all, fun. So, happy cup of coffee day, which every day is. Get your cup of coffee. Yes, I got a coffee video in back of me. Still having trouble with the logo. I mean, the technical help I get is kind of weak, but you know, I gotta deal with what I've got. Okay, so let's get going again. Keep it under 10 minutes. Well, by the way, another thing is that my kids have kind of advised me, the notifying pretty much will end. I'm going to keep doing it weekly. Subscribe to the show if you want so you can get your notifications. I'm not going to hound you to go watch it. Watch it because you have fun doing it. So let's get to that. Uncommon Grounds. Great place, great coffee shop in Saratoga. They are now also in the Albany airport, and they've got a long line that is certainly rivaling Starbucks, which is in there as well. Most expensive drink ever. What is your most expensive drink ever? Have you been where in New York City, Miami, LA? Where have you been? What have you ordered? Here is for the longest time, Scottsdale, Arizona. I was in some resort, golf course-y type area. $27 for a margarita. It was a good margarita, but that was that was 10, 12 years ago. Had not been beaten until just recently. I was at the Saratoga Performing Arts Center concert. I was watching. The drink cost me a Jack and Coke. That was it. A Jack and Coke, $30. New record for one drink. What is your most expensive drink? Okay, great food. I don't think I had a hot dog the other day, but I thought of a hot dog the other day. A hot dog, to me, is a great food. I love it. But look, you don't want to know what's in it. Meat, that's it. And you don't want to know how many calories are in there. And look, I don't have it all the time. I have a hot dog like twice a year. But when I do, they are great. Love to add stuff on it. It's a winner. Hot dog. Announcers. When they say, announcers, talk shows, whatever, they're talking about athletes, basketball usually, I guess, kind of, he can really score the ball, or she can really score the ball. What? What else are they scoring? How about just say, he can really score? We know, you're talking about basketball. There's no other, that's what you do. The basketball goes in the hoop. You don't have to say, score the ball. Just score. Shorten it up. Don't get fancy on us. Bad. Move on. Scott Van Pelt. Very creative. Has a podcast, does Sports Center, does his own show. Just terrific speaker. Delivers the information, again, that you need to know in a fun way. So the reason why I mentioned him, he mentioned the other day in a podcast, he was referencing like basketball in today's world, and you can associate really with all sports, but how they are advancing athletes going from kids to high school to college into pros, and a lot of the advancement techniques, from parents now, is that you hold off your kid getting in to kindergarten. I mean, come on. And he's right. And he quoted it. The creative quote he has is that he called it, I've got to look at it, parents are red-shirting their kids now to give them an advantage in sports. And the humor of the red shirting, they're red shirting them at 5 years old, so they don't get into kindergarten now until like they're 6 years old. I mean, time out. Yeah, now again, I know this was years ago. I went into kindergarten at 4 years old. I came out okay, I think. I wasn't gonna go pro if my parents waited until I was 6 to get into kindergarten. Parents, calm down. If your kids are good enough to be pro athletes, you'll figure that out along the way. They'll figure it out along the way. It's nothing to do with whether they're 6 or 5 or when they start. Just, calm down with that. Great comment by SVP. Okay, when are you too old to go to a sporting event and wear the team's jersey? Not like a polo shirt, not a t-shirt that has not a hat, the jersey, a baseball jersey, a basketball jersey. Yeah, enough there. I mean, I think really, I took a serious thought about this. I think at least the cutoff should be when you are too old to actually be on the team, you got to stop wearing the jersey. I mean, let's not get carried away. Now, given that, the caveat is though, hockey fans are crazy nut jobs. I mean, I guess good for them, but I guess I can't stop them. If you go to a hockey game, a pro hockey game, probably half the fans in the audience are wearing hockey jerseys. I mean, that just seems crazy to me. But there we go. That's my take. So again, that would be in the 35 to 40 range. Beyond that, enough of the wearing the jerseys. Just wear a polo shirt with the team name, a t-shirt. Yeah. Okay. Amateur status. It used to be a big thing, amateur status of an athlete holding its amateur status. In college, you had to be an amateur. You couldn't get paid for anything or else you'd be ineligible. And that with NIL, things, jumping portal, and now actually colleges is going to be able to pay their students. That just seems crazy. But so my point is here now, golfers, amateur golfers, the term amateur, that has always been a very reputable status, legit status, people that wanted to stay an amateur so they can be in amateur tournaments. Well now, so what do you do though now? I saw a couple amateurs that played in the US Open and they had like sponsorships on their shirt. So they're getting kind of the equivalent of NIL money and they can still stay amateur status. I don't know. Tony, check that out for me. I know you're listening. Get back to me. Would that keep you an amateur in golf if you get money for wearing logos on your shirts? Not sure about that. But yeah, again, things are getting crazy in the amateur sports world and colleges anyways. But all right, so golf, the US Open. Great finish. Congratulations to JJ Spaun. Of course, I did not have that. Who had it? Did you guys? Anybody? No. 150 to 1. No one out there had it. I thought Scheffler was going to take it. He was in there. He was in it all the way, but didn't quite have it. I did. Ben Griffin finished in the top 10. I had him as one of my guys. And Ryan Fox was a super long shot. He made the cut, but yeah, didn't do much beyond that. Okay, if you played, any of you decent golfers out there, maybe 10 handicap and lower, if you played the Oakmont golf course from the same tees the pros played, same length rough, all that stuff, Could you break 100? No. No, forget that. If you're thinking that, forget that. Could you break 110? Probably not. I'm thinking about 120-ish. Keep in mind that when you hit the tee shot, you got to carry like 210 to 220 yards just to get in the rough. If you don't carry that, you are in that rough that they had nightmares out. So you'd have to then take a hack at a wedge, and then you'd still have 220, 230 into the green probably. You'd probably hit it back into the rough. And when you got onto the green, you might be three-putting every green. 120, I'm thinking average for like a 5-6 handicapper. And again, so it shows you how good those pros are. Good on you, JJ Spawn. NHL, geez, I'm waffling back and forth. I didn't have a real strong take as to who was going to win. Florida, I thought in game 2, game 3, they won convincingly. I thought that's it. Then the Oilers come back and win. I thought it's 2-2, maybe not. Now Florida wins convincingly again. I think they're probably the team that's going to win. But at 2-3, we'll see where that goes. No take on that really as to who's going to win. NBA, great championship. This is Indiana's floored me as to how much they've stayed with the Thunder. I'm really tossed with that. It is 2-2 now as I record this. I still lean toward the Thunder. I wouldn't give the points tonight, 9 points. Indiana shows that they are definitely very competitive. That's it for me. Went a couple minutes over. Let's go. See you next week.